experience brings me so down that I was already not feeling good. Obviously had a problem with self-esteem. Welcome to the Eva Eckert podcast, episode number 3. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about that all humans want control. All of us want to be seen. So, welcome to the Eva Eckert podcast. I am Eva Eckert. I am your host. I am a Polish immigrant with a big heart, strong accent, as you can hear, kick-ass husband, and 2 beautiful kids. American entrepreneur sharing incredible mission to inspire other women to take bold action in their passions, desires, and purpose. So finally, their life become more meaningful and more fulfilled. I believe that the best superhero of your unique purpose is inside all of you and all of us, and you should share it with the world. This show will finally help you to discover the self-belief and self-discipline so you can stop making excuses and take massive action towards the life that you truly desire and deserve by being the upgraded version of you. Welcome to the show again. Now, guys, first of all, I want to start with gratitude. Gratitude for my beautiful family, my 2 kids, my husband, my Polish family, my friends, you guys coming towards to the show today and watching this episode. So I always wanted to start with gratitude and saying thank you. Second, my daughter today, looking at my dress, she says to me, "Where are you going? You're looking like you going to some kind of a party, but then you're going to a funeral after." I said, "Why?" I said, "Because this dress is black," she said. "But I like it. And you look good with it." So, guys, crazy story, crazy world, right? This is how it is, but something else happened. This episode is being recorded for the second time. We recorded this episode yesterday, and what happened is we find out that there is no audio to the recording. How crazy it is. We had everything hooked up. And today, as I was downloading the episode, I kept on playing and nothing was working. So here is the story with this, actually, that I could have freaked out and say, send a message to Tyson because he's my camera operator and he's the one that always helps me set everything up, and blame him for it. But I said, wait a second, there's absolutely no blame. This is up to me to check everything. As a host of the show, I need to check, I need to practice, and I need to test if everything is working, which we didn't yesterday. So taking full responsibility is so important. Plus, me freaking out of something that happened in the past wouldn't serve me any better. But yesterday, when I was planning to record this episode and talk about the topic of all of us want to be seen and heard and have a voice, it was also because I was recording a similar topic with my coach who actually runs this amazing functional medicine online program, and we were talking about anorexia, and that's what the topic today is. So really this episode can be really an episode towards like my younger self when I was about 12-13 years old, to my future, to my daughter's future when she's gonna be about that age one day, and all the girls and all the moms and all the parents that are out there that maybe the kids have a problem with, and how you deal with this problem, what we can as parents help the children with, what are the symptoms, what we need to improve as parents. Because my mission, my goal in life is to help my children to become better, help me become better, upgrade that version, but educate you and help all of you out there to take these massive action towards your goals, towards desires. Because as you learn in these episodes, as you listen to me more often, I hope you will, and you're gonna hit that subscribe button, you realize that all of us have a story. You have a story. And all of us have these unique superhero powers. And I believe that all of us have very unique purpose, and all of us should share it with the world, so the world becomes a better place. So you're gonna realize that I don't have it all perfect. There are screw ups, there are fuck ups, there are things that just happen along the way, and somehow I just always try to manage to become better, and that's the whole goal. And that's what I want to inspire you every single day, that even if there is an obstacle, that is for a reason thrown at you, in front of you, so you can become better, so you can learn. And we're gonna go back again for a little bit on when I was young. And I know that I will be going back to those episodes, but because I decided, starting this podcast, that I want to introduce you to my story, so you know where I'm coming from. You know already that I was born in Poland, that I came here 26 years ago. It's been a while, right? And I want you to understand why I do things the way I do, and why we do things the way we do, and why you do things the way you do them, and that there is always a way to change. So when I was really young, I really have a bad, I would say, connection with food, and I started dieting. And this actually took place for a while. I would say probably about 2 years. But you know, when you go back to those memories when you were young, sometimes the actual time blends a little bit, or it's not as vivid or as clear. So it's hard for me exactly to say how long, but it was taking a while. And how really I got to this stage how I became anorexic, is through one important thing: that I wanted to be seen, that I wanted to be heard, that I thought that if I'm gonna start losing weight, that somehow my father was gonna see me. But that was impossible. My father wasn't present, as you already know. He wasn't around. He left my mom when she was pregnant with me, and he only showed up 2 times in my life. But this idea came as a friend of mine invited me to that awesome club. It was like a fitness club called Tantra, and we had these Russian instructors doing that Jane Fonda kind of aerobic, and she invited me. I remember like today, she invited me for the first time, and I walk into the door and I see this square place in this huge dome. It was like a arena almost, that they would hold all these sport events over there. I walk through the door and I see that square thing, and I see women exercising and doing all kinds of hip movements, and they don't have shoes. They have these tight one-piece suits and these glitters, leggings, and I'm like, good vibe music, fun place. I'm walking in and she goes to me, oh no, take off your shoes. It was such a weird thing to do all these exercises without shoes, but I did it. And that's how my journey started. After that, we would go to sauna, and we would stay there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And one day, my friend who invited me there, she comes in and she puts that silver suit on her. Plastic suit, silver. You still can get them online. I swear I saw it in one of the commercials. We really don't have a TV at home. Like, we do have a TV, but we don't have the regular channels on TV, because we don't watch news. If we wanted to watch the news, we just pull up Google or pull up the internet and we just go, right? But I know I saw this, and it was like a literally trigger for me. The memory went back, and I'm like, wow, they still sell this stuff. It's crazy. So you buy this suit that looks like a Martian from another planet. It's long sleeves. It pretty much goes through your head, and you put these baggy pants on, and it's plastic. It's like metallic looking, silver, and you go in the sauna just to drop the weight. And I think, if you need to cut the weight, I understand. But she was a beautiful girl, super fit, and she still had an image problem. She was struggling with self-esteem, and I believe that she was already anorexic because she wasn't eating. So she started doing this stuff. Soon after, I started doing the same. Soon after, I'm meeting other women that talk about these diets, eat only carrots, eat only celery, drink only water for 3 days. And this whole spiral, this whole thing is starting in me. And then I'm thinking, always in my head, I'm thinking, maybe I will be seen. Maybe my father will start paying attention to me. Maybe if I'm gonna do this thing, he's gonna show up somehow and save me. But obviously, it never happened. He never showed up like this. I was always on my own. But I also believe that, when you are on a diet, you're kind of on like a mission, because you have that one goal in mind to lose weight. So everything feels like a mission. Everything feels so controllable because you control your food, right? But when in life we really can have control, what we have control is on our mind, right? Our mindset, the way how we are, the way how we react. That's controllable. But that's what I learned today. But back then, I didn't even think about it, that I can just control like this. I thought, okay, I can control this, so maybe this will help me in life. But think about it. If when you start a diet, or you lose weight, or you gain weight, are you being seen by other people? Hell yeah. Because people always will realize when you lose the weight, they're gonna tell you, oh my God, you lost so much weight, you look so awesome, what do you do? When you gain the weight, they're gonna tell you this in your face too, that you gained some weight, you're looking chubby. So you are seen. So I figured, well, didn't even occur to me to gain the weight, but losing weight was something like seems so good. And I felt finally I will have some control over my life, because everything seems like I couldn't fit in, I couldn't have a control over it. So that's what I did. But few months later of me doing this starvation diet, not eating enough, my mom says, enough is enough. You're not eating, you start losing your hair, you lost your period, we have to find a doctor. She finds me a doctor, they start doing some crazy tests on me, on pituitary gland test, because obviously there is a hair loss, there is a weight loss, there is completely a full disorder of anorexia nervosa, and we know that this is a mental disorder, because you can starve yourself to extremely low weight, that can be a depression associated with it, right? That there is so many like bad feelings associated with this when somebody is dieting like this. It's just dangerous. And so they take me to a hospital. I remember like today, before going to the hospital, I have to go and cut my hair. And I go to cut my hair, and I ask this lady to cut my hair just like this, just straight, just shorten it. But instead of it, she cuts the hair like a boy. She does this crazy stuff in my hair, and I start crying. I remember I'm sitting at that chair and I'm crying, and then I know that there's nothing that I can do. I have to go to a hospital, so I'm being admitted to the hospital, and I am there for 2 weeks. They give me all kinds of pills. They wake me up in the middle of the night, give me all kinds of pills again, and doing all kinds of tests, and I'm just being miserable. I'm started gaining weight. I know that my mom could only visit me one time for some reason, and my grandparents, my friends from school visited me only one time, and I'm purely miserable. And not only that, all I want was to be in control of the food, but I ended up looking like a boy, right? And this whole experience brings me so down that I was already not feeling good. Obviously had a problem with self-esteem, dieting, ending up in that hospital, feeling even worse. So we're leaving the hospital. There is no change. My mom is like, you know what? There has to be someone that specializes in it. We need to get you fixed because this is not gonna get you anywhere. So she finds a specialist. We go to this doctor. And I remember sitting in the office and he goes to my mom, I know the solution. And she goes, well, she just needs to start eating. She goes, what do you mean she starts eating? She doesn't eat, that's why she has that problem. So he puts me on all kinds of medication again, because obviously my hormones were out of whack, I'm a young kid. Within 2 weeks, I'm kind of start gaining weight, getting my period back, and seems to like, oh, going back to normal. But are they really going back to normal? Well, this is the thing, that the things might go to normal, but this stuff really stays with you for life. So, look guys, I am not a doctor. I am not a specialist in this. I am telling you the story from my childhood, what happened. And if you obviously struggle with this, you need to reach for help. There are resources out there. There is knowledge. There are doctors. There are programs that can help you with. But stuff like this stays for life. And this is not only me. This is also me talking to other people that suffer with the same, like they had the same problem, like anorexia. And the truth is that 13% of adolescents in America suffer from this. That usually the girls suffer from it, the boys in a very little percentage, but the age that can start is from 13 or 12 years old all the way to an age 21 or 22. It seems like that a lot of times girls go through that comparison, not feeling enough, not having the high self-esteem. And I had a loving family. I had a loving grandparents and my mom, but yet when I look at it, probably the boundaries were not as set as they're supposed to. And if you don't have these good boundaries with maybe your parents or your mom, things may go out of whack. And especially now with the social media era, when kids are on different platforms, social media, there can be going on a lot of comparison and not feeling enough, not being enough. But you have everything to start. But in order for you to get somewhere, you just need to start. And that's always the hardest part, right? And so if you're suffering with something like this, you need to reach out for help. If you are a parent watching this, you need to reach out for help and see if these symptoms or what you seeing your child doing is something that needs to be addressed, right? Because I was not eating. I was literally limiting those portions and working out like crazy. So every calorie, and back then we didn't have any devices. We didn't even have phones like this. We just have regular phones with that dial number. And we didn't have all this amazing apps that we have right now to calculate your calories. It was just in my head. I just knew it that I need to restrict my calories just to feel better, right? Just to feel better, just to have control. And like humans, when we are afraid of change, right? But when change comes, when we think about change, we get excited. Like, think about it. Why are you so always excited about going on vacation? Because it's a change of scenery, change of environment. And for me, changing something like this felt like I would have a sense of purpose. But it was a wrong idea to do it, obviously, now that I'm looking at it, because this can stay with you for life. And this is today, 25, 30, more, 40 years later, I understood through coaching other people that we really need to have a good relationship with food, that the food is for us to have a great energy, that the food is for us so we can use this energy for a workout. And as a parent today, I teach my children that we need to eat 5 meals a day. And you as a parent, you need to be the parent that's gonna lead as an example, right? Walk the walk like the tip of the spear. You need to be the example. And as I'm looking through my life, I'm thinking, okay, was my mom the example? She wasn't. And I'm thinking, she was eating healthy. She wasn't the one that was exercising. She was always very active. My grandfather introduced me to the exercise. I had grandparents that was eating so good. So obviously the lack of father caused me that low self-esteem. So watching our children is so important, seeing how they are, talking to them, having conversations, and showing them that food is good, but we should measure our food. We should know what's good, what's not good, right? So since the kids doing home life in here, they don't go to school, we teach them. We have these one-on-one sessions, and in those sessions we teach them certain things. And just the other day we were sitting down here and I was teaching my kids about the MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is a great application and you should try it. So you can actually sort your calories. You can see how you eat. You can check what you eat, if you're eating correctly, if you're eating enough, and teaching your kids, because we as parents are the examples, right? So starting with us and seeing how is our relationship with food can help the children. Because as I mentioned, my mom she was a healthy person, but now do I think were there comments sometimes made maybe from my end on the environment? You know, when a young woman is growing, her body is changing. So sometimes you can have that extra layer of fat. And if somebody's gonna make those comments to you, you might start feeling insecure. I already was insecure because that was the topic that was very fragile for me. So we need to also look at the environment. How are we speaking to our children? Are we the parents, are we the moms that in front of the mirror we constantly complain and say, oh, I'm too fat, oh, I'm too skinny, oh, I don't like this, oh, I don't like that. This image that it's spoken out loud can be taken by your children as something wrong, and they start doing the same. They start seeing themselves that are not good enough. And we need to stop this as women, that we need to hear because the thoughts that you have in your head, you speak them out loud, right? Because that's what it is. And we don't even realize sometimes that we're damaging not only ourselves, but also our children. Because think about it, if you look in the mirror, you stay in front of the mirror, you're gonna start being such a critic, and we are the biggest critics of ourselves, and you're gonna start saying to yourself, I don't like this, I don't like that. And then how is the energy? Do you like your energy when you start saying to yourself those things? No. What happens to your energy when you start talking to yourself like this? The first moment you wake up and you see yourself in the mirror, and instead of saying, you are beautiful, you're good enough, today will be amazing, all these awesome affirmations, so they will propel you to do these great things, we start from negative note. So we gotta change this, guys, and we're gonna be talking in depth on affirmations, but we gotta remember, how are we seeing ourselves? What is the self-talk? What is that spoken, shared self-talk that we have, that our children can be the neighbors to it, like they can hear it. So we as parents, again, we gotta walk the walk. And look, if you are a parent that you need to lose weight, you don't like something, do it. Start today. Start losing the weight, but stop saying all these negative things out loud, because your children listening, okay? Your children are like sponges, and sometimes one wrong comment can ruin them for life. So we need to always remember that we are here to help them become the best version of themselves, to show them that because they are so young and their mindset is not broken. Their mindset is so good. So why children explore and they are so curious all the time? Because their mindset has not been impacted yet. And we need to cherish this, and we need to constantly bring that good fire so they feel like this. And if your family struggle with food, struggle with weight, obviously here on this program we have an amazing program, guys, also that will help you lose weight, will teach you the mindset. You just need to make comments below on this video or send us DM, and we will gladly share with you some awesome programs, because we are coaches on mindset, body, and business. So we have solutions for this. But look at your children as well. If you are an overweight parent, usually they are overweight kids, right? If overweight parents, overweight kids, it takes one parent, overweight parent, to have overweight children. So you need to look at your surroundings, how you eat, what you need to change, and again, watch yourself. What are you speaking to yourself? What are you telling your children? And be very, very, very careful of this. And again, guys, today I've been a coach for so many years, and I am so proud of myself to the point that I've been able to battle it, but sometimes these moments show up in my life. These moments show up, and they showed up, but for a very short period of time. So that's why me using MyFitnessPal, me understanding that this is a good relationship with food, that I actually appreciate myself every day, that I love myself. They understand that whatever journey I'm taking, that I need to honor this journey. That if I am working hard or working out hard in a way, like I wanna build my upper body or my lower body, I understand that this is a process, that I don't hate myself in the process, because it's so important. Sometimes we just want these immediate results, and we speak to ourselves so negatively throughout this, right? And because we want that instant gratification, we want that instant. Right now, I want something. Right now, you want to lose weight. Right now, you want to gain some strength in upper body, maybe lower body. You want to change something. This is normal. Like human beings, we are meant to change. We are meant to evolve. We are meant to grow. That's what the evolution is. This is a beautiful thing. But really understanding this journey, loving yourself through the process, and helping others through the process, and always keeping that positive mindset. So guys, I hope this was helpful to you today. Please like, subscribe, share. Love this episode. Make good comments. I would love to hear from you. Did you ever suffer from something similar like I suffered? Are your kids suffer from something like this? Because this is very sensitive topic, but there is always help. Remember that the superhero is within you. You just need to discover it. May your discipline, energy, and confidence be unstoppable. May your passion and curiosity be endless. May your enthusiasm be infectious. And may the final outcome be of service to others. Because all of us make the difference in the universe. I make mine. Now it's time for you to shine. No excuses.